Hello,
Hi,
how you doing?
I am doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. So, as you remember last time we met, we went over a recall, a 24-hour recall of what you had to eat. And I had the chance to review everything and analyze that. So, would you like to hear some of my findings?
Sure, yeah.
So, to start with, I'll let you know a few of your strengths. So, what I found was that you really had a high protein intake.
Okay.
So, that is really good.
Good.
Your vegetable intake was also good.
Mhm.
You had low intake of added sugar, which is a good thing. And also you had plenty of calcium, iron, and fiber.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I'm happy to hear that. It's something I've been trying to do.
Good. So also here are a few topics that we might discuss. So I would want you to pick one of the topics listed below. So I'll read them out. So we have less calories, less saturated fat, increase in whole grain consumption, and also this circle that is left empty, it's there for you to choose something else you'd want us to talk about.
Okay.
So out of the topics listed here, what do you want us to talk about?
Well, we can start with this one, the saturated fat one.
Okay, that sounds good. So why did you choose that topic?
Well, my family has a history of heart disease and high cholesterol, stuff like that. And every time I go to a doctor, they talk about those being silent killers. And I just want to protect myself so I don't end up, going through the same stuff I've seen family members go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you tell me also like a little more about what you've heard about saturated fat on top of what you
Well,
said?
the first thing I know, or at least how I deal with it, I've not done any research on it or anything, but what I know is it has to do with fried foods. So I know I enjoy those when I eat out, but I try to limit it. Um, I don't really know much else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I share with you what most nutritionists would recommend about the uh, saturated fat?
Sure.
So, it's found in, first of all, saturated fat is linked with a lot of heart diseases and stroke, as you said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, would you know any foods that are good for saturated fat?
Like
Do
they
you have
don't have
yeah,
saturated fat?
do you have an idea?
I know rice,
Okay.
I don't know about these baked breads, but I know stuff like rice, oats won't have any unless you throw some in, of course. Yeah, so I think of that, and I don't know. I don't know if milk has saturated fat. I know there's some fats, but I don't know if those are saturated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of grains don't have saturated fat unless
Okay.
you use like what is it, like butter
Yeah.
yeah, or lard
Not a
to
fan.
cook it.
Yeah.
If you put in some bacon in there, like in the pasta or something,
Oh,
so that increases your saturated fat.
okay.
Also, a lot of mixed dishes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you cook when you eat dishes that have everything mixed together, sometimes you're not able to tell
Oh, yeah.
what is
My
in there.
mom's beef stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a few things that you may look into. So reading food labels.
Okay.
You know how when you read the food labels, they'll let you know if the numbers.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to do. So choosing lower fat forms of food.
Okay. So low fat cheese, low fat milk.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
And also you can also change ingredients in your mixed dishes, and also increasing like vegetable consumption and whole grain lean meats. fish, that would be a really good thing.
That might be a little difficult, but I'll definitely try.
Okay, so here I have a ruler with me, as you can see. Uh, it can help us to discuss how you feel about reducing your saturated fat intake. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not important at all to you, and 10 being important, how important is it for you to start, you know, consuming less saturated fat?
I'll go with like a 9.
9.
Yes.
So why did you choose that number?
Well, I'm already a little hefty for my age. I feel like I'm not, I wouldn't call myself obese, but I'm overweight at least. And uh, as I said, I've already got a family history of people suffering from heart disease and cholesterol, things that you agreed are caused by having too much fats in your diet. Yeah, so I really think it's something I need to get down and just create new habits, just so it might be easier in the future.
Okay, so why didn't you pick a lower number?
No, same thing. I mean, I don't want to die. That's a simple one.
Alrighty, so also the last thing would be like what gets in the way of you getting a higher number?
Oh, like a 10. Well, I like my fried foods. I'm not gonna lie, fries are my downfall. I love fried potatoes in whatever form. So, as much as I'm willing to cut everything else down, I'm not gonna go to Popeyes, I'm not gonna go to KFC, but I don't know about fries.
Okay.
So, I just want to be honest, I'm not gonna pretend everything's gonna stop today, but I think a 9 says I could still have fries from time to time.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that you'd really like to do better when it comes to your diet, and especially with consumption of saturated fat.
Yeah.
You also mentioned something to do with your family. You already have a history of heart disease and stroke.
Yeah.
It's something you're aware about and you'd like to change.
Yes.
Okay. Also, based on the new information that I told you about, things that you can do to help yourself, how do you think the new information, how can you use the new information to help yourself?
Well, some of it I think I'm already putting to use. Since the last time we spoke, I've started having oatmeal for breakfast instead of eggs and bacon.
Okay.
And, potatoes. So I'm trying. I'm going deeper into whole grains. I'm trying to avoid breads and so on, and instead just doing I heard of this quinoa that is supposedly better than rice. So I'm trying to do more that leads me away from the stuff I've been eating. But
Okay.
based on what you told me, I'm gonna do a little bit better. Gonna cut out everything but fries, and even for those, I won't have them like on a daily.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like you really want to control your diet.
I'm trying.
Okay. So, I have this sheet here. It's called My Motivations to Change. So, it's a SMART goal. And based off what I've heard from you is you really want to do better and you want to change. So this is called a SMART goal. So the S stands for specific. So that is exactly what behaviors or what time of day. Measurable is how often you can do it. A stands for achievable or realistic. And then it's time limited. So
Okay.
So, for example, what do you think I should put as, and it's your choice, when you feel ready to, you know.
Well, I feel like a good marker for me having cut out saturated fats or fats on a whole would be perhaps by me losing weight. If I see a loss in weight, then it would mean I'm doing really good on cutting those things out and reducing the danger of heart disease. So yeah,
So the specific goal would be
lose 15 pounds.
okay. So the next step is measurable. How are you going to, what steps are you going to take to achieve losing 15 pounds?
I feel like I'm already started, as I said. I'm just replacing foods. Having, I'm replacing the eggs and bacon and potatoes for breakfast with just oatmeal. No butter, very little sugar, if any. And I'm also gonna up the veggies, and I hear that they do some good things. I think that's fiber. Yeah, but I hear that they do really good things for the system. It's gonna help me like clean out whatever is toxic in my body, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have the resources necessary to achieve that goal?
Yeah. I happen to know a really nice market where they stock fresh veggies, and if I compare it, buying bacon, eggs, and potatoes versus just oatmeal, I'm probably spending only a third of what I used to spend for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And you say
I'm actually gonna
finances
save money. Yeah.
finances is not an issue?
No, not at all.
So when do you think you can start on your SMART goal?
As I said, I feel like I've started, and uh, I expect that I should have lost those pounds, 15 pounds, within, let's say, 2 months. 2 months sounds good.
So in 2 months you want to have lost your
15
Is
pounds.
that right?
Yes.
And when do you want to start it? When do you want to start the journey of losing your?
Well, since we're having this conversation today, we could say today.
Okay.
Yes.
So, in your own words, can you summarize for me your SMART goal? From, what's the goal? How you gonna, achieve it? When are you starting it?
The goal is to change my eating habits to the point where I lose 15 pounds. I want to start that today and give it the time limit of 2 months from today,
Okay.
which would make it the 10th of December. So by the 10th of December, I will have lost 15 pounds. And the process by which I'll do that is by cutting out saturated fats,
Okay.
or fats as a whole.
Awesome. Okay, so here's what I've had so far. So your goal is to change your eating habits. You'd want to lose 15 pounds in 2 months' time, and you're gonna start today. You're trying to replace some of the foods with more nutritious foods, like increasing your vegetable intake. And you said the goal is really achievable because a farmer's market where you're able to get access to fresh food
Yeah.
without a problem, right? Awesome. So I'll give you this. This is a fact sheet of information I researched about saturated fat. Everything you need is on there. So you're gonna keep that for yourself.
Okay.
So is there anything else that you wanted me to talk to you about?
No, I don't think so.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Oh,
I wish you well with your goal.
yeah.
and I'm hoping to check in and see how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make progress before I see you again.
Thank you. You're welcome. Take care of yourself.
I will.